Welcome to day 3 of the Marseille Trophy and Audi MedCup TV, bringing you all the highlights of day 3 action today. And joining us to have a little talk about it is from Audi sailing team powered by All4One, Stephen Candler, the CEO, and from all the way from South America, in fact, Patagonia by Negra. Diego, I knew I had it, Diego Stephanie, the bowman on Negra. He's come all the way from South America. Thanks so much for joining us. How are you enjoying the sailing out on the Sud in Marseille?
Thank you for inviting us. We're having a great time here. It's really impressive what you have here. It's we never been in a regatta so well organized and with so much boats and all the things that are involved. It's quite incredible.
Well, before we have a look at all the action of day 3's racing, here's a look back at the construction and all the effort that goes into putting these amazing boats together. Design and construction are the two elements that define a TP52 pre-season, a class controlled by the box rule. There are limitations right through the boat regarding length, width, weight and sail area. This is the 6th year of TP52 racing and 8 boats are brand new. Synergy and Quantum Racing are sister ships designed by Bribonan partners. Rolf Rollick designed the plans for the new Audi All4One, Audi Azura, Run and Container, each with a personal touch.
If you look across at our boat and then across to Synergy, you can see that our boat is lower than the Synergy boat. Now, it's not that it's floating lower in the water, there just isn't as much boat above the water. It's a very good illustration of how he's managed to get the centre of gravity low, therefore we don't need as much up in the air compared to these guys.
The building process involves a pre-design phase, then a long process in the yard with a highly skilled team working in intricate detail.
With these boats, we build the hull first, then the deck, then bring them together. About 30 people work on the build to make the boat as rigid as possible. The boats are made of carbon fibre and a honeycomb with an epoxy resin mix. This is to keep them absolutely as stiff as possible, but as light as possible too. It takes 4 months to put these boats together because you then have to work on the mast, on the keel, on the sails, on the fit out, paint it obviously, and make everything just right so that it's ready to race.
They began sailing in 2005 and have delivered spectacular racing ever since. Well, a lot of work goes into making them, and a couple of them have been out there today and done quite a lot of damage, so it's going to be a long night for the shore crews doing some repairs to Gladiator and Run in the TP52 class. Before we take a look at how much damage they actually did do, let's go back to the Soto 40s and the exciting day that they had out on the water.
The Soto 40s raced 2 races today in trying and shifty conditions. The first race saw the Spanish Iberdrola dominate from start to finish. The Marseille boat 21 didn't have quite such a good day today. They were on the lead overnight. The Latin American Patagonia by Negra coming through on the last run to take 2nd place. The second race saw the improving Spanish Noticia 4, sailed by Inaki Kestenar, lead from start to finish. Their results have been improving all week and a win rounded it off well. But conditions were very difficult for all today. The dominant team in the Soto 40 class really is, however, Iberdrola, who followed up on an earlier win with a solid 2nd place.
Leaderboard, Iberdrola on top again. They were so dominant in Cascais, and once again they've gone to the top of the table. 22 Marseille, the local team, are in behind, and Patagonia by Negra follow there in 3rd place. You're actually on equal points with 22, Diego. Are you seeing this as a success today? You've had a 2nd and a 4th today. Are you happy with that result?
No, we're not happy. We had in the first race we were bad at the start, and then we came from back and we were leading 2 lengths above the finish line, but at the end Iberdrola took the one. But that was a good one for us. But in the second race, we were really close to the first. We rounded the last windward mark all together. We were like 3 boat lengths from the leader. And at the end of the downwind leg, the 22 came and we get involved with him and we lost all our chances and we get forced. So we were quite disappointed with that, but it's okay. That's regardless.
Oh, they're really exciting boats to watch, and we also had a really exciting day in the TP52 class. We managed to get 3 races done today, and in the 3rd race of the day, Audi All4One managed to get their first win of the year. Stefan, tell us how exciting this is for you, because you haven't managed. I mean, you've got a new boat this year. A lot of changes made between Cascais and Marseille, and to finally bag that win, how was that?
Yeah, it was a tough week for us because obviously we came here with a lot of expectations. Cascais was a disaster for us and we changed a few things on the boat and we hoped to get better. We saw some changes but we were not able to win. Yesterday was again frustrating. We led the race for 3/4 of the race and we lost in the last meters. So today was really good and I'm very proud of the guys, because after 2 very bad results again today, we were able to win this race with a very good win, a strong win. We're showing that we're able to do it, but we know we still have a lot to work to do that more often.
Okay, well here's Marcus with all the good bits from the TP52s.
Day 3 of the Marseille Trophy saw 3 races sailed in the TP52 fleet. The wind was a bit fresher than the previous 2 days, but very shifty, making it complex on the racecourse for the teams. The unfashionable right side of the course paid dividends for Tony Langley's Gladiator. Tactician Chris Mayne guided the maroon boat to a 2nd victory in as many races. Quantum Racing sailed best on the run to emerge from the pack and take 2nd. In the next race, Audi Azura sailed the best first beat in still highly complex conditions for all teams. Frequent place changes due to the constantly shifting breezes kept it interesting for everybody to watch. Ran and Container came through on the last run with lots of pressure on the opposite side of the course, but it was Bribon that had sailed the best to take another important win. The 3rd race, a much larger, much fresher breeze makes it much more interesting. The left-hand side worked really well. Audi All4One bounced off the start and sailed a perfect first beat. Audi All4One increased her lead all the way around the course. Constantly changing conditions kept it close for the following boats with frequent place changes. Elsewhere, an incident between Gladiator and Ran, tacking too close, caused an incident and a collision to occur. Gladiator on port and Ran tacking too close onto port results in a collision. Some damage occurs. Gladiator has to retire due to the damage, and the jury disqualifies Ran for causing the incident. Container sailed consistently too, with good work on the first beat to finish 2nd and maintain their overall position. But the last race belonged to Audi All4One, the team finally managing to win a race in their new boat.
So Quantum Racing and Container have been the consistent performers and find themselves on the top of the table. Stefan, Audi All4One, that's probably not where you'd like them to be sitting on the table, but this win today will give the guys a confidence boost, a bit of a morale boost going into the last final days, won't it?
Yeah, sure, because we know we can do it, but today we did it, which was important to prove on the water that we're able to win a race. We have to, I mean, the level is so high that you cannot make a mistake, and I think this race was without mistakes. Yeah, for sure we had other expectations than sitting at the bottom of the classification, and we are all very disappointed, and it was a tough week to come back, and I hope this race obviously will change our fate and we are able to come back at the top of the table very soon.
In the coastal race, do you think hometown advantage might count for something?
Yeah, I think it's we will have, I think, breezy conditions. For sure we have some local guys who are from Marseille. You know, in this kind of racing, and the level, as I said, is so high that I think anyone could win. Usually we have some good long distance races, so we are pretty, how do you say, happy to sail that race, and I hope that the race today proved us that we can win races, or at least play the top roles.
Okay, well thanks to both of you for joining us on Audi MedCup TV today. As I said, we've got the coastal race in the TP52 class tomorrow. In the Soto 40s, they'll have another 2 races before we wrap everything up on Sunday. Thanks for joining us on Audi MedCup for TV. For the live show, we will be back at 1300 CET tomorrow. See you then.